Hey, this is Peter from 2 Mic Minimum. I got to apologize because with this recording, Markovelli accidentally turned off his microphone from around 36 minutes into 45 minutes until Sean remedied the situation. But that does unfortunately mean for those 9 minutes, in order to salvage his audio, I had to amplify the other microphones that picked up his voice. So from that time period, it's probably going to be a little airy. I apologize for that. Please keep listening. I promise you this is a great episode. Markovelli is a great guy. In other news, Sean and I are putting together the first 2 Mic Minimum live show. We're going to have a live stand-up show December 7th at 7:30 at Lucy's Laugh Lounge in Westchester. It's just a 50-minute train ride from the city. So if you're in the area, please check it out. Sean and I will be hosting, and the feature performers will be our past guests, which include Samantha Ivy from Orlando, Brian Morris from Madison, Wisconsin, and Nick Fields from Dallas, Texas. His episode is coming out next week. Very funny guy. Please check that out. And our headliner is going to be a local favorite, Monty Mason. Hilarious guy. It's going to be a great show. $10 admission, no drink minimum. Also, before the show, we're going to be recording a live 2 Mic Minimum episode at 6 p.m. Absolutely free to come to. So if you want to check that out, see how the magic happens up close, see Sean and I finger touch each other in real time, please come to that. But anyway, we hope you enjoy this episode. So, Sean, I have to ask you, at time of recording this is 2 days after Halloween, or a day after, November 1st, too. And when we recorded with Zach, you said there was a 70% chance you'd get your dick sucked.
Oh.
And
just like the election where Hillary Clinton had a 70% chance, Donald Trump won in my life too.
Yeah. Just so the audience knows.
I'm not getting my dick sucked anytime soon.
That's fine.
Back to my normal life.
Anyway, welcome back to 2
Mic Minimum.
As always, we're doing the double finger touch in front of our guests.
It gets embarrassing every time we do it.
I like it. It's charming.
It is.
Eventually, we'll record this, and we'll embarrass ourselves in front of everyone.
Yeah, that's the dream. That's our dream, is to be as embarrassed as possible.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you for tuning in. We got a very interesting guest.
A fun episode this week. Just chiming in.
Yeah, we always got a fun episode for you.
Not every week.
No. This podcast is great. It's great. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Joining us today, we have a comedian / photographer. He's someone who's pretty much taken every comedian's headshot in New York City.
If you've seen my headshot, you've seen his work. If you've seen Peter's headshot, you've seen his work.
And if you've looked at almost any showcase poster for a New York City show, you've probably seen his work. Markovelli, everyone.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Did I get an intro for you?
Yeah.
Did you like the intro for you? Did you see how the magic is made?
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm really happy to be part of this podcast.
Thank you for being on.
Did you get your dick sucked this Halloween?
This Halloween? No. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't either, so
we're all losers.
We're all in the same.
Yeah, I'm slacking. Yeah.
Yeah, but thank you for coming on. We're here in your place of work, right?
Yeah.
And hopefully this isn't too echoey for the sound quality. So
we'll find out.
I
guess you just talk a little lower tone.
If I have
maybe.
if I have to go into the episode and being like
less
whoa.
energy.
Yeah. No. We're. I guess I don't know. We'll figure it out later.
No, but we're at where we got our headshots originally.
Yeah.
I got my headshot from you over a year ago now. Still a great headshot. Very great at helping me because I'm not always good with getting my photo taken. I get very tense when someone wants to take my photo.
Was that your first time, or you have taken one before, right? You said
with student photographers, not real professionally. But like this was like the first time where it was like, oh, with like the lights and the backdrop, and you were like, you know,
Yeah, we didn't really get to talk that much. There was way too many people.
microphone a little
Oh,
closer.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was way too many people. There was a little girl with her mom that day, right? Did you?
I don't think so. Not for me.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm sure they all blend together at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like how your pictures added 100 pounds to my face. That yeah,
He was like, I'm going to do a little touch up.
yeah, just a little.
Just gave you a bunch more chins.
They're great.
No, they're great. You cover my acne very well. So that's like, no, it's always like, yeah, no, even today when we're going to get our headshots taken, I have like acne over here. I'm like, motherfucker, just always sprouts
I forgot
on.
you're still going through puberty.
Yeah, no, I'm not done yet.
You had
so
a photo
it's
shoot
like,
earlier?
Huh?
You had a photo shoot earlier today?
Oh, no,
No,
I
no.
thought we were doing one today after. Are we not doing one today after?
I left my camera home. Like,
Okay,
No,
that's
it's-
fine.
no,
That's
it's
fine.
Yeah, my
That's
bad.
fine. No, don't worry about it.
I got miscommunication as always. That's what our listeners expect to hear is us constantly fucking up and not telling our.
yeah, I just came from a training.
Yeah, you look like you
fucking
you know,
yeah.
No.
doing
The fact
real
that
work.
the fact that you're here with us doing the podcast is awesome because
Okay.
like you have a lot to talk about and we'll get into that in a second. So when did you start getting into like stand up?
comedy in general.
About, I want to say 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2 years ago, 3 possibly.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What made you want to do it?
Just everywhere I worked, I always made people laugh. I would just imitate people. Even in school, I was like the class clown.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever, and you know, there was a whole bunch of bullies, and everyone was like scared because my school had a whole bunch of gangs. So to like lighten up things, I would just like start fucking my book bag while the teacher was like writing on the board, but not viciously. You know, I would make love to my book bag.
Yeah.
So that was my thing, and then everybody enjoyed it. I would imitate the teachers, their voices. I would do, I don't know. They're like, do Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I just I was like, yeah, everybody, let's get the fuck out of here. Yeah, so they was just like, yo, bro, you should do this, but I never really, like, I didn't have time. I was always working, so the comedy clubs, open mics are usually at night.
Yeah.
And then my schedule was a little bit more flexible because I got fired. So I was
that
like,
does it.
let's check this out. And I started. And, well, he saw me at the beginning of, I guess, my...
This is back in December 2018, so like
something
about a
like
year
that.
ago. Yeah.
And just like starting off and like people through this project with the photography, they've been taking me under their wing and like guiding me and like helping me find like who I want to be as a comic, what I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you're still performing regularly.
Mhm.
That's cool. Like doing a lot of mics, or are you doing shows now?
I had a show yesterday.
Oh, cool. Where was that?
That was a Hotel RL. I don't know, somewhere in Bushwick.
Yeah, that sounds like a Bushwick play.
Yeah. I
You
forgot.
just lean the mic a little towards
Oh.
towards your mouth. Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go. That's like
Yeah,
good.
it's just a.
I was gonna say, do you and your backpack still see each other? Or are you guys exes?
No.
Yeah.
Do you and your backpack still see each other from time to time? Get a little pound town in
Go backpack.
from the high school. What you're talking about? You used to hump your backpack.
Oh, yeah. I have one right here. Yeah.
There's stains all over it.
Yeah, no, it's very white.
Yeah.
Weird.
No, he's a comedian now. He's moved on to better backpacks. He doesn't need to fuck with
Quality
school
and shit.
bags, honestly. So you started here in New York City.
Yeah.
Right. And not only do you do those shows, but you also do a lot of Spanish shows too.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Which is honestly something that I think would be interesting to get into a little bit.
Well, I think we should maybe try to get a little more background because you told us that you came here as an undocumented person, right? And
yeah.
And you just recently got your green card.
Yeah, actually, the citizenship.
Citizenship,
Yeah,
excuse me,
that's,
sorry.
that's the big one.
Big-
Yeah.
that's the
No,
big
it's
one,
like-
yeah.
Yeah.
now he could only go to jail,
Yeah.
not get deported.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
old school way. But yeah, you were talking a little bit like how you started doing stand up while it was still in the air. That's why you wore the mask, right? Can you tell our listeners a little bit about that?
Yeah. Yeah. When I decided to jump into this comedy stuff, it was like 3 years ago, like around when Trump decided to run for presidency, and I was undocumented, so I was afraid that I might piss someone off,
Mm-hmm.
and then be like, you know what, just for laughs, let's call ICE on him, and then I'll be gone. So I started comedy with a Mexican luchador mask.
Mm-hmm.
So like this, I don't know if even if I failed at the mics or the shows, like
Yeah.
I'll just take it off and just blend in with the rest of the people, you know?
Just come back out like, oh, that
It
last
wasn't
comic,
me.
that
Yeah.
last comic sucked, huh?
Yeah.
There's nothing like bombing and then getting deported. Like
Yeah,
that's
Yeah,
the
that,
worst
that
way
would
to
be the
go.
worst. Yeah.
that'd be-
This guy sucks. Let me
Yeah.
call ICE.
Yeah, that's funny. It's like a Rey Mysterio mask, right?
Rey Mysterio mask.
That's a good way to
my favorite.
good comparison.
So,
So
and then-
now that I got my citizenship, it's like I don't know, freedom of speech and all that shit. So
now
You
now
know,
you have
all the rights are yours
Yeah,
now?
all the
Yeah.
rights are
Yeah.
yours.
All of them.
Constitution's your buddy. So
Mhm.
yeah, so I just decided to do the mask without, and I feel like Bruce Wayne now. Yeah.
That's cool.
Plus, everyone would be afraid when I had the mask on because of the times that we're living in, and
Oh yeah,
everyone like hating Mexicans and all that shit.
yeah. Hating Mexicans, afraid of shooters coming in with masks on and stuff. I'm sure.
Yeah, but no one's ever done that, you know?
Yeah, that's
no, not yet.
Not yet. Well,
Very. I mean,
we have to make sure we time this
I'm
release
like,
right.
oh yeah, this is like the one that I have to reschedule.
Yeah, the amount of times we've told jokes and we're like, "Ooh, hope that doesn't happen or anything."
Due to the shooting at the creek in the cave, we thought this would be an insensitive episode to post.
Wait, there
No.
was?
No.
No.
We're just saying.
Oh, shit.
So like,
Because we're gonna
yeah.
post this in a little bit from now, but if it happened in between, we're like, well, we have to delay that.
because I'm convinced like it's gonna happen eventually. Like
Oh,
it's,
somebody's gonna shoot up. It's like the one place that hasn't been shot up
and
yet.
I'm
Is a comedy
surprised
club.
it hasn't been.
What the hell?
Yeah, this is the dark stuff we talk about all
But
the
yeah,
time.
but no, but you came undocumented from Mexico, and so you're fluent in Spanish, and because of that, you've been doing Spanish shows here.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about what those Spanish shows are like and how they compare to the I don't want to say normal shows.
Normal
You
show.
But like
could
the-
have said English speaking shows.
the English speaking
Yeah.
shows.
But now you said normal. We now understand your bias.
Well, no, I said I don't want to say it because I was like editing in my head, being like, that doesn't sound right. But yeah, tell us a little bit about those shows.
So it's really underground, pretty much. Yeah. This guy, his name is Chano Garcia. He's been taking the initiative to like just round up any like Hispanic comedians, and not just Hispanic. Like he actually has from everywhere, like Europeans. There's an Indian guy that went recently to one of his shows, and as long as you know Spanish, well, he'll just put them on the show.
Right.
So if you guys know a little bit or want to like practice, yeah, like he'll put you on.
I failed Spanish 3 times.
Damn.
I don't know.
I am an idiot.
I don't know if these audience want level 3 Spanish comedy from people from the Westchester school system.
Let's see. Soy es Sean. And
Sean.
That's all I got.
That's pretty good.
That's
Puedo ir al biblioteca, and I'm looking at the audience like I'm expecting them to laugh. Honestly, I feel like if I did that, the audience would love it because they'd be like, "This fucking white
I would
guy."
love to write. Yeah, I'd actually love to write a joke in Spanish to see if I
They
could
actually
just-
get more attention than the Hispanic comedians because they're tuning in. They're
Right,
like,
because they're like,
what is
what's he gonna say?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Like-
really fun. Yeah.
We should actually
See, now
try
I'm
it.
just trying to recall my Spanish I've taught.
I'm thinking I could probably write 3 minutes in Spanish.
All right. Soy es grande. Y
Muy grande.
soy es muy grande.
Yeah.
Y
Abajo pequeño.
yeah, there you go. Yeah.
That's it. That's a good one.
That's
What in doubt,
Yeah.
just say Puerto ir al baño.
Puerto ir al baño. Where's that bathroom? Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try and write some jokes next week. for
Yeah, I think it would
Spanish.
be. I think
Just-
it would be an interesting challenge to just like find some joke you could maybe easily translate and see. Because the thing about language, and this is like very popular among linguistics, is that like there's a consensus that depending what language you use, it sort of dictates how you perceive the world in a sense. So like people who speak English perceive the world maybe a little differently from someone who speaks in Spanish. Like a very interesting like idea, like theory of linguistics. So like there's like, it's interesting how comedy would come across like doing it in that language. Have you noticed like a difference like performing between like Spanish and English?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think in Spanish.
Right.
Right now I'm Google translating just to
Yeah,
communicate
what
with you
we're
guys.
saying, yeah.
Yeah, so my thoughts are like just like quick and fast, you know?
Mm-hmm. So it allows you to
Yeah.
just kind of shoot easier. Like
in English sometimes like when I'm doing stand up like I forget the word. But for you guys, you know, like you can't forget a word
We don't
because
know
that's
any
your
of them.
language.
We don't
Yeah.
know any other language.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. We've been trying to write jokes in Spanish.
Yeah,
and
I
being
was
like,
just going through my joke list. And I was like, I was going to see if I could say one of them in Spanish. I'm like, no, these are all hard words. I might tell you the joke, see if you could translate it. How about that?
All right, yeah.
Okay. I found out I was too fat to ride a horse. And because when I went up to the horse to ride it, it said, nay.
All right. Maybe. Wait, how does it start
fucking
again?
your phone off. My God.
It's something for work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found out I was too fat to ride a horse.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And because I went up to the horse to ride it, and it said, nay.
Okay. Me di cuenta que estaba muy gordo para subirme en un caballo. Lo monté y dijo, nay.
See, I think,
Yeah, like
I
works.
think you get it. Yeah, like it still flies well. Like, and also gordo's just a funnier word than fat.
Yeah. I was trying
that's true too.
I was gonna say like grande,
Grande.
but like gordo sounds silly. Like
Yeah, that's a funnier like just way of going about it.
Yeah, and that's another thing about doing stand-up in another language is that there's entire new vocabulary to play with. Like in English, like you think about that all the time, being like, this is a funnier word than this. But then if you do it in Spanish, you have to think of like which words sound funnier in that language. That's very interesting. I think, honestly, Sean, I think if you opened with like this idea that you don't know the language well and you just said, soy es muy grande.
Yeah,
that would get a big laugh.
Yeah.
Like that.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do an entire set in Spanish, and I'm going to invite my Spanish teacher from 11th grade, and I'm going to make her give me an A+. If I make her laugh in Spanish.
yeah, fuck it.
Can I get
Right?
this extra credit
that
now?
should be what I get. I feel like that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
right?
cool. But so how does like the audiences compare when you do like those kinds of shows?
Oh, they love to interact like with the comedians. They're always like they're more happy to be chosen. You know, when you pick on someone, like, hey, where you guys from? Like they receive it really well. What else? How do they compare?
Yeah, I'm just like give the listeners a sense of like what it's like to do these shows in Spanish, like these underground shows.
Oh well,
Yeah.
Well, first we need an audience,
Right.
Yeah,
we
that's
just
tough.
started. That's the difficult
Yeah.
part.
Okay.
Yeah, getting the audience there because no one knows. We just started this
Right.
this movement with the photography that I be doing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to cover as much as events as they have and like do headshots for the comedians to get the word out. But the guy that's running the show, he's got a day job and he also teaches. So the marketing part is the part that
I mean, yeah, but trying to like more. Marketing is like one of the hardest parts as a comedian. because,
hell
like,
yeah.
As a comic, you're the writer, director, and actor of your show, and you're also the chief marketing operator, the publicity agents. You do literally everything for yourself here, and like as opposed to like everyone else has teams of stuff like editing process. And I'm like, I don't think people appreciate that enough. Like how much just even like barking. What that is, like you just go down and be like, hey, come to the comedy show, come and like just get it. If you can get one person that way, it's impressive.
After doing it for 5 hours.
After doing it for like just on end.
Yeah.
It's like it's hard to convince people that they don't know who you are to come see you and try and make them laugh for money too.
How many people do you normally get for a show though, for one of those shows?
Like the crowd,
Yeah.
I would say like 8 to 12 people.
8 to 12. And is it like a smallish room?
Kind of looks like
Okay.
I don't know. It looks like a sex chamber over there where we're at.
Well, I
It's,
feel like if
yeah.
it was a sex chamber, it would get a lot more people.
Yeah.
nah, no. What's it called? I don't even know the name of the place, but it's in the Lower East Side. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
La Loteria or something like that. I forgot what it's called, but yeah, it's a nice place.
Uh-huh.
But
Well, we should give that venue a plug. Definitely.
Yeah, the
if
Lower
anyone
East
wants
Side.
to check out.
it was actually
brush up
called Los Feliz. Yeah, I
brush
said
up
it wrong.
for-
Los Feliz.
Yeah.
Brush up on your Spanish.
Yeah,
for your Spanish midterm.
Spanish. Yeah, it would be a good way. Like bring.
I like how our perception of Spanish is that like it's the thing we had to do in school,
Well, I wasn't going to learn Italian.
right?
Yeah.
Well, they only offered like Spanish or French, and we were just like Spanish sounds sort of like English. So
Well, also Spanish is just more useful because there's a lot more Spanish-speaking
ton of
people
more
in
Spanish people.
New York and the United States in general.
hell
just
yeah.
also
Like-
on this side of the globe.
Yeah, well, it's also like
Yeah.
I think I read like it's probably gonna be like the dominant language in America by like 2040. Just
Oh,
more
yeah.
people are gonna speak it. Like it's just the way it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why that's why I'm learning now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take some.
You can either
home
learn
time.
Spanish or vote for Trump.
Yeah, which
Like, those are like the two sides of
And
the
see,
coin.
if that was the actual argument, then I feel like there'd be more Trump voters than there.
Yeah.
It's like I do not want to
a
learn.
bunch of leftists being like, I don't want to learn.
Listen, I hate this guy more than anything, but I suck at Spanish.
I can't go back to the vocab sheets. I
Yeah.
can't do that.
Speaking of voting, like this is the first year next year that I'm gonna be able to
Yeah.
vote.
Oh, man,
Yeah,
I mean, that's awesome.
congratulations about that, getting your
Citizenship, yeah.
citizenship finally. That's awesome.
Fucking overwhelmed, yo.
Yeah.
Jesus.
The choice.
All this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I guess it is like what was it like though, just living day to day with that kind of just.
That shit sucked.
no, I don't think it's
Like,
pretty.
Like,
I mean,
like being undocumented,
Yeah, undocumented, like the biases too, like it just like
it was ass.
yeah,
First of all, you get called alien.
yeah, which is
Right.
Like
bullshit.
I wish I got fucking alien powers, you know?
Yeah, just have like a tentacle somewhere. That'd be fun.
Hell yeah, and mind fuck people, you know? Like
yeah.
that should be nuts. But yeah, there was loss of opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Like normal kids were like dream about like owning a house, a car.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I couldn't have none of that shit. Yeah, I didn't have a social, so my jobs were like not like McDonald's or like Foot Locker.
Mm-hmm.
They were like dishwasher like
Right.
positions.
It'd have to be under the table.
Under the table.
Yeah, that shit
Mhm.
sucked. School, I couldn't get financial aid. That's why I did the photography stuff to hustle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And did you self-teach yourself all this photography, or take a class or something? Just
Well, I don't want to disrespect my teachers at
Oh,
the
okay.
LaGuardia Community College, but
Yeah.
like all they did was talk about their past.
oh, really?
And I was working and like going to schools, I would just sleep. But once it came to like studio classes,
Mm-hmm.
I was just like a beast out there. I was just like learning from my own mistakes and like asking them questions, and I improved and I got really good at it.
I mean, your photos are fantastic.
Yeah,
They're really
thanks.
good. Like,
Yeah, definitely plug your website too.
website, Instagram.
Definitely, if
It's-
you're a comedian in the area and you want to get some
yeah, get some headshots.
great headshots,
Easy not in the area. Fly in, take some pictures.
fly in.
Yeah.
Tip
You know,
Mark out.
it's not just comedians. It's like also like what actors, models,
everyone,
too.
yeah.
everyone who
needs
just
one.
needs one.
You just need one for like work.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like for your ID badge. You go into your WeWork office.
For fucking
Yeah,
Tinder.
if you want to
Yeah,
fire,
it's good for Tinder. I might get some Tinder
if
pictures
you want
later.
a fire ID photo for your place of work.
Yeah, I did
know?
one for this girl that started going to Pratt.
Uh-huh.
They let you take your own photo,
Oh, really?
and yeah,
Okay, that makes sense. It'd be funny if like someone just like like you know how you get your student ID, you know, and you like go in front of a camera that takes like 10 pixels of you. And
Yeah.
you just get like a really shitty photo. It'd be funny if someone like came in with like a Markovelli headshot, being like, no, this is what I want.
Yeah, this is the nice one.
That's awesome. People are coming to you for everything. And so, how long have you been doing photography now?
like 12 years.
Okay, yeah, so
Yeah,
longer than stand up.
Yeah.
yeah.
I was gonna say actually, getting back to comedy, like who would you say like some comedians you like grew up watching and like got like really got you into it? Like people like you like wanted to imitate on stage or whatever.
All right. Well, you're not gonna know them because they're Mexican.
Well, you know,
Well, yeah, no,
we
I
can
mean,
learn though, and you know,
we like tell us about them.
Yeah, tell us about Mexican stand up.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's very dirty. It's a lot of like double meanings.
Yeah,
Like if you say like you like chile, which is like a pepper, they'll say it's a dick. It's weird. Like the double meaning, the humor is like it's really funny.
Yeah.
So I grew up with that.
Mm-hmm.
But in English, it's hard to translate.
Yeah, because it's not like the same. Like just like we would probably just say dick instead.
Yeah,
of,
like if you say like I want something hot, I can't be like, oh, I got a chili for you. Like it doesn't make sense. But there was this guy. His name is Polo Polo, but he was more like a storyteller.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, his jokes were really good, really fun. There was another guy. He was clean, Jorge Falcon, but he would do these weird characters. He had like he looked ugly, so he played along with that. Like he would make like silly faces, mess up his hair. I grew up watching that type, but of course George Lopez,
George Lopez,
Fluffy,
Fluffy Gabriel Iglesias.
yeah. I don't like Carlos Mencia, man.
No one likes Carlos Mencia.
Can we cut that shit out of the podcast?
He's not going to come.
No, I'm just kidding.
He's not gonna come
No,
after
we
you.
let him know he sucks. Yeah, fuck Carlos Mencia.
Nah, he didn't even deserve a mention. That's why.
Yeah,
Can we
that's
cut him
kind of
out?
there.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
We'll bleep it out.
Yeah, but of course, Richard Pryor, man, and like Dave Chappelle and Eddie Murphy.
Yeah,
Those are like
just the kings of comedy.
Yeah.
yeah.
and Bernie Mac with
Oh, I love Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
He was great. He never actually did an hour. I found that out the other day. Like he only did like half hour 15s and like just spot sets everywhere. He never did like a straight up traditional special. I was like, holy shit, really? He was mega huge before he passed away.
damn.
Yeah, right.
And when it comes to like comedy in Mexico, is it a lot more comedy that's produced by Mexican comedians, or is there like imported comedy from America that's like translated?
No,
Because you
it's-
talked about like Richard Pryor and all these American comedians. I was just like wondering like in Mexico if it's like a lot of just like this is like the Mexican comedy, or if there's just like comedy like the American comedy has like seeped in. And,
No,
like,
I don't
that's-
know. I don't think so. Because
Okay.
the humor in English would be hard to translate in Spanish.
Okay.
Yeah, it would completely change. Yeah, like
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
yeah, like your jokes translated in Spanish would probably
yeah. And then the other way around. It's like it
Yeah.
makes no sense either. So it's like but a lot of dirty humor is very popular.
Yeah.
In Mexico. Are there any other niches you're aware of, or
something that they do a lot is that they dress up like clowns.
Really?
They even have fucking talk show hosts
uh-huh.
that dresses like a clown.
Oh.
A lot of comedians like do that. I don't understand that shit. I'm gonna start doing it too.
Just
Yeah.
Fuck it, yeah. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, there's like if we Google right now, there's gonna be like 6 fucking comedian clowns.
Clown comedian.
Yeah.
That's
There's one that's really funny. Like he dresses scary. He competes in this like America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's like I'm gonna switch up words. Like instead of saying penis or cock, I'm gonna use the word banana. But he's saying that in a place like America's Got Talent, but the Mexican version where you can't say bad words like that. But he's pulling it off.
Okay.
Yeah,
So he just like supplements like all his jokes with just my banana.
just for that one bit.
That's actually really funny.
Yeah, he's giving the judges like instead of saying the word penis or cock, I'm gonna use the word banana.
Yeah.
And then he starts this whole bit, but like he's just trying to be clean without saying the bad words. But when he starts the joke, he's like, "So I knew this motherfucker." yeah. So then they're like, "No, boom!" But everyone else was cracking up, so they
Right.
gave him a chance.
That's
yeah.
really funny.
Yeah, that's a
good.
funny way.
Yeah.
And then when everyone starts laughing after they finish, he does this ha 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 ha,
Yeah.
like fucking Freddy Krueger laugh. Yeah.
That's great.
Do you still follow Mexican comedy? Or not?
No, just probably whatever George Lopez comes out with, but
Yeah.
probably like
I was gonna say, like, is there like some place that you kind of like want to go with your own comedy? Like, do you want to like really carve out as yourself as like stand out as a Mexican American comedian? You know,
yeah.
like like make that kind of like your niche. Like people know you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you talk about your immigration status on stage a lot, or?
I don't know. I gotta talk to my lawyer. No, yeah, because some things could be like incriminating. I don't know how deep into like I don't like ICE. Like if they find
Yeah.
out something, would they like
Yeah.
revoke my citizenship?
They
just
can't,
for
I don't
saying,
think you can
No.
revoke citizenship. Period. I
you
think
gotta
what-
do something
Not
really
yet.
fucked up.
not yet.
Not
but,
yet. I
Like,
can
not
honestly.
even then. Nobody gets their citizen revoked.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, they tried to repeal the 14th Amendment. That didn't work.
they
But,
didn't try. That was like one guy said we should, and then like no one voted on anything.
right, but then everyone on the right was just like, yeah, you know what, we should. Like, as soon as one person says something, like the entire base is like, okay, that's what we
Well,
believe.
yeah,
in
so
now.
they need to justify the stupid thing their idiot friend said because he's on their team.
right.
It's like Peter has to do that all the time. When I say something outrageous, Peter has to be like, he didn't really mean it like that. It's a lot of like,
He's a troubled comedian. Give
Yeah.
him a break. That's cool. That's cool. So why don't we get into like when you started your photography project with all the comedians? Because you started that the summer of 2018.
I think 17.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got over 200 comedians.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
A
So
lot.
the whole point of doing that was because when I started off comedy in Park Slope, the comedians weren't as welcoming. There was this one comedian that she had a fun set at an open mic.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, like, oh my God, you're hilarious. My stomach still hurts. And I was like, with my hand out to like shake her hand. I was like, I'm new to comedy. Is there any advice that you could give me or whatever? And she was like, oh, I don't shake hands with strangers. Yeah. So I don't know if she was like racist or like germophobic or whatever.
Yeah, that's.
But that was like not.
Was it a
fun,
white woman?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's racist.
Yeah.
That's definitely it is.
Yeah. So then I was like, I don't know, like maybe just talk about photography with them, with the comedians, right?
Yeah.
But nah, they weren't very like welcoming. But I met other comedians and they were like, all right, look, let's try this project. And we shot a couple of photos in Harlem. And then people saw them. They was like, yo, your fucking work is great.
Mm-hmm.
You got to start charging people. But comedians like we're broke.
Nope.
So I was like, the idea of helping them was like fun, the comics. So it was like a donation based.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I give people 2 weeks notice. They save up whatever they can, like as respect for the work.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I would make a little bit of money and they would have like awesome photos. Because yeah, you guys know that I fucking try my best.
Yeah, I
with
mean, you
them
worked
shits.
so hard. I mean, you were there like all day, shooting so many guys. Like, it's really impressive. I was gonna wonder too. Like, have you thought about trying to shoot like shows like while they're happening too?
No, yeah, I do.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Do you know
do all that
JT
shit.
Anderson?
JT and
Yeah, JT. What did I say?
GT.
No, GT.
Yeah.
I've had a long day.
GT.
I know JT. Yeah. 'Cause I love his photos too. He does it all over. Like what? Like if he's like trying to like work out, what like he's trying to do is like kind of get like shots for spots. Like, oh, I'll shoot your show, but you give me 5 minutes.
Oh wow, he's
Well, like
shooting?
not while they shoot, but like afterwards. Like, oh, I'll do that. And the next one, they put him on.
Yeah, that's already been happening.
Yeah, I was saying that for you. That's something you would do a lot.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, sometimes. But I get paid for the photos and like the
Oh, nice.
yeah. I won't get paid for the spots, but
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
not living with his parents.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
Yeah, it's like
That's what I do.
that's why you could do it for the. Yeah, no, it's crazy once you stop living with your parents how money is important.
It's important now with
Yeah.
my parents. I don't have any fucking money.
One of these days,
Wish I-
people, we're gonna come out to a place and interview a bunch of local comics like we did with San Antonio.
Yeah. If,
One of these days.
well, if we get enough viewers, we'll eventually try and get a Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems the way we just need. One of us needs to get really sexy. Like that's what for us to make money, right? Like that's.
I'll volunteer.
Do you know why? Did you guys watch the World Series this year?
Hmm.
No.
All right. Well, you might have heard of it. The two models went behind home plate, and during the 7th inning, they flashed their tits.
No way.
Right? Yeah.
Fucking
Look 'em up.
missed it.
Yeah, they're great tits. Look them up. But like because they have a Patreon where it's just nude photos of them you could look at every day, and they got up to 9,000 Patreon members for $15 a month. 9,000 guys were like, "I'll pay $15."
Those are
to see that.
girls. Those are girls living the fucking American dream right there.
Really
they got
are,
I
because-
the
wish
like-
I had tits.
I have tits. It's not. It's like it's not that great.
pull yourself up by your bootstraps. People are complaining about America.
Yeah, like you just do that. That's $140,000 a month
yeah.
to just show your tits to some guys, and I'm like,
I
that's.
want to
So
use.
Peter, that's our plan for
Yeah,
2 Mike Minimum.
exactly.
Is you get a sex change, but I think honestly it'd be a quicker route to one of us getting hot.
I think you can just flash your tits and then we'll get some followers.
My tits aren't nice though.
We'll get a few followers from that.
Yeah.
I want to parody just like right wingers. You'd say pull yourselves up by your bootstraps, but only use examples like that of
Yeah.
showing people why. Like the girl who sold her bath water for like a bunch of money.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I bought some.
Belle Delphine who marketed her water as gamer girl bath water.
Love it.
And sold like 20,000 vials or something for like $30 each.
Jesus Christ.
And it's just like, yeah, she's from Britain, but it's like, yeah, that's someone who's benefiting a lot from capitalism. Got supply and
Yeah.
demand going on right there.
I think I just
free
need-
market, baby.
I think I should just go into the pimping game, right? Like I'll be like, listen, you do all the sex part. I'll just be there for protection, right? Like I get a little cut of the money.
Why don't you guys just sell your virginity?
It's too late.
I
for
like
us.
an idiot gave it
That's-
away for free.
It's too late for
Oh,
us,
man.
man.
Just an idiot. Well,
No,
you,
I'm talking about from behind.
all right. How much do you think I can get?
How much?
How much?
What about if they give you like $1 million? Would you?
That is like a real question, right? Would I let a guy fuck me in the ass for $1 million?
I could be a girl with a strap on.
All right, that one
Will be.
that's a definite yes.
No way.
Yeah. I have a friend who does
Fuck
it.
it, yeah,
I have
I'll do
a
it
friend
too.
who does that for free.
What the hell?
Yeah, I don't know. $1 million for a woman to have sex with you with a strap on. Would you do it, Peter?
I mean, I do it for like a lot less.
Well, that's why I'd say, but that's my opening price. That's a definite yes.
You ever think about like that
3-course meal,
You
that's
ever think
it.
about
Yeah.
like the minimum price, and you're like, yeah, I do that for $10,000, but then you think to yourself, like, yeah, but if someone offered me $9,999, I wouldn't say no.
Yeah.
And if someone offered me like $9,900, I wouldn't say no.
Yeah.
And that's how it keeps dropping until you're like,
That's it, man.
Until you actually reach your no. Like,
Until
Sell it
you-
on eBay. That's
Yeah.
it.
until you reach
So-
$100, and you're like, all
all
right,
right, I'm gonna sell my butthole
not $1 lower.
for not dollar less than 1 million. Which you think you have to pay taxes on that?
If it's under the
Like,
table now.
there was the story of the Brazilian girl is 18 years old who sold her virginity for $10 million.
No, yeah, I heard that shit.
Yeah, and I'm like, did she have to pay taxes on that? I guess it's legal in
Well,
Brazil.
for that much, probably.
Yeah,
Got to fill out a form once you like.
yeah, you can fill out a W-2 and like, yeah, and you write in, for pussy play. Yeah,
Yeah, pussy
Damn.
play. Send that to the government.
How much did she get?
I think like $10 million.
10 million. Fuck.
Yeah,
And honestly, $2 million of that is
I think it
going
was-
towards the police and the fire department and schools and good causes,
yeah, good
presumably.
causes. Yeah, well, I think she's like a Saudi prince paid it or something.
God
All
damn.
right, I'm gonna look up.
He's a prince and like
That makes the
paying
most
for
sense out of anyone
18-year-olds?
else.
The actual number was $4 million.
God damn.
$4 million to just fuck some dude one time, like that's living it.
Yeah.
Just like
Put
people
that-
like.
Price on my
All right. So
anus.
what's your,
Hey, I don't wanna-
all right. So what's your price now?
For what? For the anus?
yeah.
Yeah, for your anus.
4,000 you said?
$4 million is what she got for her vagina.
Make it 5.
5, yeah.
Not with a Saudi prince though.
Saudi prince, yeah, I don't think he's a gentle lover.
Yeah.
But going back to
This took
the
a weird turn of a
Yeah.
podcast.
yeah, it's fine. We risk nothing.
That's true.
Going back to the photography project, so you took about around 200, you said,
Yeah.
or more than 200,
More than that probably.
And I know you had this idea of sort of a project to use these photos with. You want to talk a little bit about that?
yeah, in the beginning it was just like trying to put together a book, like sort
Right.
of like Humans in New York, but like comedians in New York.
Right.
Yeah. But working here at the WeWork, they have this lounge area where we could produce shows. Like they were allowing me. So that's what we did.
Right.
So at that time, I think I had like 150 comics.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just pull up a random name, follow them, do a documentary,
Yes.
and they'll just give advice to like new comedians wanting to start off. You know?
And I was part of the first wave of that.
Yeah.
So I did the
Yeah.
first show. So
Yeah.
if you go on his YouTube channel, you can check out
watch
my
your
interview
set.
with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I remember, you said just write every day, right?
Yeah, develop a unique voice, try to stand out from people, Don't do the thing that you think everyone else is doing, because
Yeah,
it's
that-
like
Don't sell your virginity for less than $1 million. That's good advice.
Yeah, but
So-
that stuff was was good for me because that
Right.
information, since I'm new, I'm absorbing it, but it's
Yeah.
also good to pass it down to people that are curious, like what do I expect,
yeah.
and that realism of just like someone that's been doing comedy was so much fun, and then after the documentary, then I would obviously put them in the show and record their set.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't know how to record, so
No.
I'm still figuring that out. I still have the video, by the way.
Yeah, no, I'd love to pick that up again. That was a fun show. It was we performed in like the middle of the office, and like all the office people were coming out to watch them, and one person did say they could probably get me a job here.
Yeah?
But I did not.
Are they still hiring? I could really
I did
use a
not go
job.
through. He just said he was.
No, I think they're going through like massive cuts.
I heard it.
I'll be
about that,
I'll be a
actually,
scab.
Yeah.
For the record, I'll scout across picket lines in a heartbeat. So
So no, I did the show here. Got some free beer here also because it's just on tap here at WeWork.
That's nice.
Oh, that was super Mexican that day. I made margaritas too.
Oh yeah, that was
Ooh,
awesome.
baby.
Yeah,
I
the
just-
margaritas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I recorded it, hosted it. So much shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun that day.
And have you done anything else since then alongside, like, in relation to the photographs and all the comedians?
Not really, because the whole idea was to produce a show at the end.
Right.
But this is my actual last day over here.
Oh.
Yeah. Have to give back the card and the key.
So we could all get very drunk.
Yeah,
Right
let's just finish that keg.
Let's
It's
just
open.
destroy the keg.
Might
Destroy it.
destroy it. All right, all right, we'll do that in a little bit when we wrap up.
Yeah.
I can go get us some beers while you guys keep talking. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta let the actually.
Yeah. No, you guys keep
Yes,
going.
if you wanna
I know how to pour some beers.
Thank you for sticking around with us and listening to us enjoy getting drunk. But anyway, what else do I want to talk about? So, what are your, like, kind of goals? Or actually, let's we'll wait till Sean gets back because I think we'll talk about, like, the comedy writing thing you're doing in Spanish right now. But just for now, like, what are your goals in terms of comedy or anything artistically now? Now that you're a citizen and you don't have to put on the luchador mask to hide yourself.
All right. Well, definitely get really good at it. Like, put a lot of work and time into it. Especially now that I'm getting all the help and the tools to, like, actually, like, write good material. Maybe have an hour special within, like, a year. Like, that would be dope.
How much time do you have now?
How much time?
Yeah, how much material do you have now?
I think I got like 30 minutes.
Oh wow, that's cool. Yeah. How long have you, like, what's, like, the longest set you've done?
The longest?
Yeah.
Like 15.
Okay, I mean that's pretty good. I mean 15. Like once you get past 10 minutes, you really start to realize, like, yeah, it's like sometimes, like, it's hard to, like, keep an audience engaged for very long periods of time.
Yeah,
so
hell
you
yeah.
can, like, after 10 minutes is like where it's like it's do or die, motherfucker. And if you don't have the audience, then it's gonna be very hard to grasp them to come along with you for the rest of the set. So, like, yeah, doing a long amounts of time is, like, very impressive. And also just, like, with the do you have any, like, hopes of the Spanish scene expanding a little bit for, like, the community of comics there and for yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so too. That's why I'm like taking photos and
Right.
like helping with the advertising and all that stuff through the Instagram and Facebook. But through this whole team with the Spanish comedians,
Yeah.
we're all like artists. We do photography. Some know how to do video editing. We've been doing sketches. So
In Spanish? Or is it?
both Spanish and English.
Okay, cool.
And I remember I was dressed up for Comic-Con as the Joker. So they were like,
Yeah.
yo, we got to do a sketch with the Joker. But, like, what are we going to do? It kicked.
Bad news for everyone. The keg is kicked. It's
Oh,
already done.
We are beerless. I was really
Yeah.
looking forward to that beer.
I know. I got it. Like, oh,
That was
nope,
tragic.
it was empty. I was like, shit.
There's other floors.
Just go.
Just, like,
Go
bring the
down.
podcast with us.
Like, hey, we're looking
Where's
for some
the free beer?
Start chanting beer.
Beer me, beer me.
You
It is Saturday.
You guys
I mean.
ever perform drunk?
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe I've talked about it on the podcast before, but it was, like, back when I did a house show at college and, like, not enough people showed up, so we decided not to do it, and then we all got drunk instead. But as we got drunk, like, a bunch of people started coming and we're like, I guess we should put on the show we said we were going to put on.
Yeah.
So we just performed just drunk, and it was really weird. We were just talking about he's doing sketches with these buddies he does
Oh yeah, I've
Spanish
seen some
comedy
of that,
with.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun. I saw the Joker one, right?
Yeah, that was so weird. While we was practicing and doing the takes, getting into, like, I guess, character or whatever they call it. Like,
Yeah.
that shit is fun.
Yeah.
The whole acting thing.
No, acting's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and, like, he was asking me, like, where do I see myself? And maybe just, I don't know, being shows or movies or something
Yeah,
like
stand-up comedy actor.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've actually been thinking about taking an acting class in the new year. Just like get on that, just start like it couldn't hurt, you know.
I do want to take another voice class. One of the by the way, if you're an actor and you want to improve your voice, take a Linklater class because that shit really helps you a lot. And she's just like a teacher who like has like this like I don't know 15 step or whatever part of like freeing up your voice, and it actually works really well for actors.
I believe it. Yeah, there's a whole...
one of my professors at my school was like a certified teacher, so she had one of her voice classes which I took. And I feel like I've gained a lot of things from it, but at the same time, I haven't really practiced the technique in a very long time. So I kind of want to reacquaint myself with it. I think overall it's improved my voice. Like I always like the basis of it is to use more breath when you talk. And now and like
speak from your diaphragm.
Penis. No.
Penis.
No, but like when I talk now, especially on stage, I always am mindful if I'm using breath or not. Like, you know, when you're speaking and like as you keep talking, you notice you have to like push your voice out to keep going. Like that's like what you're trained not to do. Is like you want to train to like take in a lot of breath and like exhale it as you talk, so you don't have to like push your vocal cords, because it actually does strain your vocal cords if you do it that way. But yeah, no, check out a Linklater class. But anyway, I wanted to get into this thing you were talking to me about, which is now you're taking a comedy writing class, right? But in Spanish.
Yeah.
So you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. It's fun. The guy who runs the class, his name is Donacio Garcia. He goes by Chano. He's something that's really nice about him is that he encourages you. Mm-hmm. To like talk about your feelings and emotions. Otherwise, you know, like the joke is you're not gonna be really participating in it if it doesn't like touch you. So.
Oh yeah, of course. Like I agree with that entirely. I mean, that's my goal for the year, or the upcoming year is like I gotta be telling material that I love, and I gotta cut the bullshit out.
You have to speak your truth.
Yeah, that's exactly, yeah.
I mean, sometimes it's hard because like because sometimes you just want to say something that you know will please the crowd. So it's always like a balance. I mean, that's in a stand-up scenario. I mean, you know, when you're not on stage, you have more freedom to be like, well, this is like what I'm putting out.
In the beginning, we have to do that just to get those.
Oh yeah, because you also want people to respect you. You want other comics to respect you too. You want people to be like, this guy is funny. Let me put him on my show.
Yeah, that's another thing that he talks about. He's like, just write the negative stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That bothers you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff that piss you off, and then turn it into something positive, right? And after you do that, that's like your whole premise, and then that's how the joke just flows.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like I like the way he talks about just writing jokes in general. You know, it has to touch you in order for it to like for you to be interested.
Did you turn your mic off by any chance?
I don't know.
Stop popping.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. So this whole time it was off?
No. Just the last few minutes, maybe. So
Oh no.
I think we're okay. I just noticed it. It was working before I left. So
okay. So what that means
so
is
maybe
probably,
just the last minute, but it definitely picked up a little bit on our mics.
I'm gonna have to amplify like one of our mics.
Yeah, we'll deal with that problem. In post.
So if Marco sounded airy for a little bit, that's kind of why.
Yeah, we'll let you guys know. It was interesting though. We were just talking. He was talking
This
about
mic is racist.
Yeah, this mic is very racist.
We got racist mics. Sorry about that.
It's the one that Dave Nammer uses.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
You're talking about your writing process. We'll just recap it a little bit.
You're taking a comedy writing class with, but it's in Spanish, so it's with the Spanish instructor, and it's just like presumably it's for people who are more comfortable with Spanish as a language to express themselves in English. And honestly, it would make more sense. I mean, because we talked about trying to perform in Spanish, so we're like, oh, I don't. El gato, sí, no. It's like,
I have some cat jokes I could tell.
Oh
yeah.
Es muy, muy. That's my impression of white guys just doing Spanish. It's like, es muy bueno, sí.
Yeah.
Just
the Beto O'Rourke.
Oh, fucking the Beto O'Rourke. Yeah, just
there's somebody when this podcast comes out, everyone will literally have forgotten about.
The Beto. He dropped out.
He dropped out. Yeah, he's gone forever. Beto O'Rourke.
He's
a congressman who was running for president.
in the first debate. He was like, "I'm gonna say some things in Spanish to try to like appease to that voting demographic." And here's the thing: like, I don't really mind that if the person actually was fluent in the language, but the fact that Beto O'Rourke was like, "Is the intern done translating this?" Like the fact that happened beforehand made me think
it was a well rehearsed, just like
yeah.
and he's like, "Yay!" Because the funniest thing is Joaquin Castro, a guy who actually speaks Spanish, was about to do the exact same thing, and he's like, "Damn it, the white guy beat me to it. God damn it!"
And it's like the impression, it looked like every white guy in like a middle school Spanish class doing a class presentation.
Like, it's like the end of the month. Like, all right, what did we learn?
It's just like, get out your political vocabulary sheet.
Everybody,
prepare your mock debate speech. Like that's what it sounded like. Is there any like different? I'm trying to get to the heart of this. Like differences you feel performing in Spanish than in English?
Well, that in Spanish is the way I think.
Right.
So when he's telling me to write jokes and stuff, like this is more from the heart. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't like, cause like I said again, like in order for me to keep a conversation with you guys, I have to like translate everything super fast. Like, but I don't know. In Spanish, I just feel more comfortable. Like the way I talk and even my movements, I feel more comfortable like that, like free. Yeah, but there's no audience right now to talk to.
Right.
Which is the underground. Like we got like 12 people. Like, you know, that's not even a lot.
Right.
So hopefully they'll pick up. But it's also helping with the writing in English because I'm getting the whole process.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And do you feel like you've been able to connect more with your English as you've been doing it more?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Another
Another
thing that he says is just talk about things that make you feel good. You know, like I don't really like self-deprecating jokes, but at the same time, the whole immigration is like self-deprecating.
Yeah,
you know?
the whole process. Yeah,
Yeah.
You're like, I can see that. I think there could be a lot of humor in that. Just the whole process is just like this insane thing to become a citizen of a place you've always lived in.
Yeah,
Like it's just
I had to get married, bro.
Yeah, you had to get married.
Had to get married. Yeah, I fucked up because when I was in school, there was like you either like get married to a U.S. citizen or you have a child born in the U.S.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was like fucking around till someone got pregnant.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, hey, look what I got. And she's like, you have to wait till the baby turns 21.
Really?
Yeah. So and I had a kid for nothing.
Yeah.
You know, but and then after that I met this girl and then she said she was studying to be an immigration attorney.
Oh.
So I had to marry her. Yeah.
Yeah, that would work.
Married for the brains.
Married for the brains?
Yeah.
And for love too, yeah.
Yeah, that part too, yeah. We're coming up on 53 minutes. Want to start wrapping up?
Yeah. Do you want to just like, you mentioned this towards the beginning, but do you just want to tell us again, like, who are like the best, like in New York City or even just in general, like the best Spanish speaking comics who are out there right now?
Oh, currently right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suck at names. Fuck. Let's see. Oh, Carmen Lynch, she's good. Chano Garcia, Aldo. Who else? I mean, those are the top 3 that I could think of on the top of my head. That like really made me laugh a lot. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, those 3.
Oh, that's good though. Like, I mean, maybe a small community, but a good community nonetheless.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how things grow.
Yeah. Once again, I suck at names, man.
You know, that's no problem. Yeah, anything else?
But yeah, anything. I think that's it. Where can people find you on social
Everyone
media?
but Ice can find you.
Oh yeah, yeah. They can find me now. I don't care. They can find me on Instagram at Markovelli. That's MarkoVelii 45. And Instagram and Marco Vasquez on Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah.
Twitter is Markovelli 45 too.
Okay. All right.
It's hard to use that shit.
Guys, you can follow me at Big Barry 63 on Instagram. You listen to my other podcast, the Big Barry Podcast, available everywhere. I don't have anything else coming up personally. So, Peter?
Yeah. But yeah, no, you can follow me on Twitter at ClarkDeutschP. You can follow me on Instagram at Peter_ClarkDeutsch. You can also type in my full name and you'll find me there. But anyway, you can also follow Mike I don't think we've said this before, but guys, follow us on Spotify or wherever.
Oh yeah, like and subscribe on Spotify, Apple
Make sure you
Podcasts,
subscribe to us so we can get our numbers up.
Google Play,
Wherever.
Yeah, that subscription button, it literally costs you nothing to do. It's literally just pressing a button.
Means the world to us.
One click can change the world.
Yeah.
And if you guys want, we'll start a Patreon and you can see pictures of our buttholes.
Yeah.
For $15 a month.
$15 a month.
That's not bad.
If we do a Patreon, we'll also include the unedited Zach Russell episode.
Oh,
because I cut like 15 minutes from that.
Did you really?
Not because it was like bad, just because I was like, it's dragging. But
all right. Well, thank you guys for listening.
Show us your love,
Markovelli, thank you so much, man.
Yes,
for
gentlemen.
being here, man. Thank you so much. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm happy
yeah.
to be in this
Nice.
country.
Yeah, we're happy to have you.
Yeah.
Thank-
We
All right,
really
man.
are.
All right. This was 2 Mike
Minimum. Take care, everyone.